There we go. Maybe that works. Let's see. Perfect. That's it. How's it going? Paul, half of Dads and Dice, and we are here for a what's new in the collection. And as you can see, we got a lot of stuff surrounding me right now. We've been, let's see, I didn't do one in November, so got a lot of this stuff then. And I think I did one the first week of October, so had a lot of stuff kind of piling up. We've actually played a couple of these games, not all of them, but also just recently on Wednesday, so a couple days ago, there was our local game store had a buy two get one free sale. So Devin and I met up there, and we got quite a bit of games there as well. So with that being said, this actually isn't all of the games. Devin has some of them at his house, but this is the majority of them that we picked up. So, excuse me. With that being said, let's head on over to the top down because we've got a lot of stuff to unbox. So, let's go here. Perfect. All right, so we'll start off here with Unconscious Mind. This is one, I think this was released last year, and it was one that kind of piqued both of Devin and my interest. We never actually got to play it. We were set up to play it last BGG Con with one of our buddies, but one of our games ended up running long, and he had already started a game of it, so we never actually got to play it. But this is Unconscious Mind. From everything that we've heard about it, it seems pretty good. This is one that we picked up at that sale last week. Don't know much about what's in here, but I do think that this is a pretty sprawling game. So first thing here, looks like we've got a couple of reference sheets. Looks like 2 per person. A lot of icons. Case study client effects, icons here, routine client effects, and then just some more iconography. Quite a bit of stuff there. I like the art. It's by both Andrew Bosley of Everdale fame and Vincent Dutrait. Oh, and I'm blanking on a game that he's done right now. I know there's quite a few that I like. So Unconscious Mind. In the early 1900s, the Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud established a revolutionary theory called psychoanalysis, related to the study of the unconscious mind. As his work took hold, supporters met at his apartment every Wednesday to discuss psychology and dream symbolism. The founding of this group, the Wednesday Psychological Society, marked the beginning of the worldwide psychoanalytic movement. As a member of this society, you aim to formulate new therapeutic techniques, grow your clientele, and become Freud's most distinguished contemporary. To best accomplish this, you'll need to discuss ideas with peers, compile notes, and publish theories. And to stay invigorated, you'll likely need some coffee, lots of coffee. So tons of components. So from my understanding of this game, there is, like it mentioned, there's like a dream section. And I believe that is the art by Andrew Bosley. And then there's like a real world section, which is the Vincent Dutrait art. So it looks like you've got just a couple different table boards, player boards, some locations, dream cards. Looks like probably some figures in there. What are they called? Screen printed. Some modules. Looks like quite a bit of stuff going on here. Not sure what the weight on this one is. I don't remember. Some general concepts. This is the wheel, the insights wheel. Colors, transfer of insight, suppressing stuff. Okay. On your turn, you state ideas, recall ideas, you treat clients. Looks like those are the 3 actions. There is coffee. Looks like that's what you'll be spending. So cool. Looks like some pretty decent stuff there. Solo mode. Gonna have to try this out at some point. And then everything here Let's see if we can get this. I left my scissors on the other table over there, but let's get this here. This one got a ton of praise when it first released, or should I say a ton of hype when it first released. But some of that hype I feel like has died down, and I'm not 100% sure why that is. Don't know if it's because the game wasn't very good, if people just kind of bounced off of it. One thing I did hear was that it tries to do too much, but I kind of feel that with a lot of Euros lately. Okay, so punch boards, totem of taboo, more punch boards. I don't want to punch these out just yet. Looks like here's some coffee actions. Hey Ian, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. I watched your video today, your new ways to play the games. Sorry I didn't get a submission in on time. These might be for the insight wheel, I would assume. You got a nice little gems, something. Not sure exactly what it is. Pink, yellow, clear, red, and blue. It's got to be for that insight wheel. I believe those were the colors. Tons of baggies. Player pieces. Here is your silk printed meeples. Pretty cool. Let's see what some of these look like. There we go. Looks pretty nice. Got a couple different meeples. I wonder if these are the player colors. Interesting player colors if they are. Okay, well, not focusing. That's all right. Those are the player colors. Is this a 5-player game? This goes up to 4. You got your cards. So this is the Vincent Dutrait art, and that's Luthier. He just did a Luthier, so that was the one I was thinking of. Looks pretty nice there. I like that. And then this is the Andrew Bosley art, kind of opposite of Dutrait's realistic stuff. Here's some kind of fantasy looking. Interesting player insert or board insert. Okay, cool. This is where some of the resources will go. I like that. The insight wheels. Oh, so it looks like it's 1 per player. Pretty cool. Ooh, nice little flasks. I like those. Those are nice and big. And they're all different shapes too, so that's cool. Kind of tell the differences between the players. Let's see. 1 second. Just doing stuff over here. Okay. Ooh, these are like transparent cards. That is cool. So it looks like it's some type of crafting. So you'll be putting these on top of other things to make them, looks like to give them hearts, to give them coffees and light bulbs. I'm going to assume that is a victory point symbol right there on the top. I don't know what the red lines are at the bottom. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that looks like some type of dream sequence going on there. I like that. I didn't realize that there was these plastic cards here. And then you've got your player boards. Man, there's a lot of stuff in this game. Some more tokens to punch out your player boards. I'm going to assume... Nope, that doesn't fit there. Okay. Different colors. They all look to be the same. No asymmetry on there. And then tokens. Let's see what we got here. This must be the player boards. Cool. Or the table boards. This is the city board, and it looks like the point track. And then here, this must be the dream or whenever you are doing the dream, the psychoanalyzing. And it looks like possibly putting some tokens on here that you can get, and then just a blank side over there. So that looks pretty cool. I like that. Looks like there's a lot going on in here. Again, this is an interesting insert. Lose all of that space, but I mean, I guess it all fit in here pretty decently. So that is okay as long as it stays. But yeah, this is Unconscious Mind. Pretty excited to play it. Not sure when we'll play it. We have a ton of new games, obviously. And like I said, this one is released last year. The hype has kind of died down on it a little bit, so there's no true rush for us to get content out for it, unless we hear that tons of people love it and that they want us to play it immediately. So that would be get this one played whenever we get this one played, basically. Looks interesting. Looks good. But yeah, that is Unconscious Mind. Let's go ahead and put all of this in there, and hopefully all this fits like it did before. Fantasia games, and then I think, yeah, Lucky Duck picked them up here in the US. So that is the first one here. That's Unconscious Mind. All right, let's head over to let's do some small stuff here. This one I am very excited about. Let's see if I can maybe zoom in a little bit. This is Seven Wonders Duel Allies expansion. Lord of the Rings Duel, the Allies expansion. This was one of my top games last year. I thought it was really cool that this expansion came in this booster pack like this. But this just adds a couple of things. It's going to add, let's see, these are the Fellowship Allies. You have Tom Bombadil. Now, I've said this before. I am not a Lord of the Rings person whatsoever, but I have heard Tom Bombadil before. I've heard Devin say that one. So he has to do with Nazgul tokens, which I'm assuming, which are these here. So you're going to be adding these somewhere. Goldberry is going to take coins and put them on places. Eldron, so these must be new tokens. Choose a race. Oh, so choose one of the races that you have. Take the top alliance token for this race, place it in front of you. Arwen does some other stuff. So let me see. Are there cards for these people? There are. Okay, so that's Tom Bombadil. So I guess, maybe I should start with the rules here. Oh, come on, focus for me. You're almost there. There we go. Tom Bombadil. This might be Vincent Dutrait art as well. Let me see. LLC. Yeah, illustrated by Vincent Dutrait. So, person that just did the game we just looked at. Sauron allies. Here we go, rules. In this expansion, gain and use power tokens to secure help from your allies. Allies change a few rules in the base game, but the victory conditions stay the same. So there's 7 Fellowship allies and then 8 Sauron allies. Power tokens and player aids. Draw 3 randomly without showing to your opponent. Set aside the ally cards. Take your player aid, 1 power token. At the start of each chapter, place 2 power tokens. Gain the power token each time you reveal a card with a token on it. Call upon anytime during your turn, even after revealing cards, you may call upon an ally and activate one of their effects. Ally cards have 2 effects. You must apply an ally's enter effect before you are able to apply their exit effect. Okay, so you have these power. I don't know why he's doing the Professor X stance there, his pose. So these look like they're going to stay on cards, and power tokens give you different abilities. But then you have the different allies. So these are the Sauron allies. So if you're playing that one, you'll get these, and then you get to do the enter and exit abilities. And then same there. These look pretty sweet. I I like this guy. Who is this? I'm not sure who it is. I know he's a Sauron ally. Oh, this is Balrog? No. This is Uruk-hai? No. This is just a cave troll. People are probably screaming at the screens for me trying to figure out who these people are. This one is Grima. This one is Balrog. This one is the Witch King. Shelob? Nope, this is Warg. Uruk-hai. And then finally, this spider-looking thing is Shelob. Cool. And then you have the good guys. This is Elrond. Elrond. You have Arwen. Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Bombadil. Tom Bombadil. He is totally doing the X-Men pose. Professor X pose. This is Goldberry. Again, I have no idea. Boromir. And this one is this Legolas? That would be the only one that I know because he's nope, Faramir. Note, do not gain coins by discarding them. So that's cool. So it just adds some kind of like one-off abilities that weren't in the game before and just some power tokens to add a couple things in there. So I like that. I like these types of expansions, these small expansions that just add not a ton of overhead, but just a little bit more game into the game. So Lord of the Rings Duel. More expansions and little booster packs like this, please. All right, let's go into a I guess a little slightly bigger one. No, let's stay with these small ones. We'll do two here at once. This is two small box games. These were sent to us by DeVere. Let's go back here. These both were sent to us by DeVere. That last one was purchased by us. This is in their... So they have games already that are winter, spring. This one, I believe they have a fall, and I don't think they have a summer one yet, but this one is spring, so it's in the Four Seasons line of cards. Oh, I don't want to. I took some of these off the other day, and it like ripped the box. I don't want to rip the box. I'm going to have to get my scissors. Give me 1 second. All right, we are back. Yeah, I hate these little plastic stickers on these games. Okay. Come on. These are in here tight. So from what I remember, winter, it was like an area control kind of game. It had different phases. And this one looks to be not the same, but similar. Yeah, you had these cards and you had to stack the cards in different ways and then just kind of gain control of areas. So, of course, this being DeVere, they're putting in all of their rule books, all 5 of them. And it looks like it's just cards and then a cup. That's it. Spring is played in 2 phases. The goal in phase 1 is My Little Gardens, is to get the largest number of gardens, different groups of at least 2 flower spaces of your color. The goal in phase 2, My Big Garden, is to try to be the player who has the largest garden, the biggest group of spaces of your color that are connected. Phase 1, both players can play cards to build a common area. Phase 2, the players remove cards. This is the exact same as Winter, except for this now has some tokens like this. Yeah, I absolutely hate these boxes. I literally just bought one again last week. It's over there. It's one of it was a game for my daughter, and it ripped like the whole name off of it, the whole side. It was terrible. Those stickers are the worst thing. Did you get the Grinch Flip 7 box? Here it is, Autumn and Winter. So those are the 4 season games. This is the third iteration of it, I guess. This has to rip this off. Let's rip this off. Right here. Perfect. Okay. Not much, just little cards. Not anything special here. You just have your white and your red. So you're making gardens out of these colors. Sorry, there's a little bit of lag there. Cool. Let's put all these rule books at the back. So that is spring. I'm not sure if these have released yet. I think when they were sent to us, they were about to be released, or maybe they were just getting released. I'm not 100% sure. I think this Rudolph one, it's either getting released now or it's about to be. So that is spring. Rudolph, same thing, these stupid plastic stickers. So this one says, our job is to choose the best reindeer and make sure that the sleigh is ready to take off into the magical night sky. Nah, no Grinch box. I'm from a shitty country in the EU. Sorry to hear that. What country? Where are you from? And thanks for watching me. What time is it over there? Don't access to variety. I get what I can. Hey, it's just a slightly different card. Then again, Devere, 5 rule books. Maybe I'll get this one played on Christmas. My family generally doesn't play games with me, except for my wife. She's very good at it. Christmas just around the corner. Like every year, we have a very special mission to help Santa Claus get his sleigh ready to spread good cheer and presents around the world. Our job is to choose the best reindeer and make sure that the sleigh is ready to take off into the magical night. After we're done, everyone will look at their reindeer and the state of the sleigh and choose who created the best combination for Santa Claus to carry out his Christmas Eve voyage. Let the Christmas adventures begin. Your goal is to put together the best sleigh and reindeer team to get the highest score, so Santa will choose your sleigh to deliver gifts to all the little good boys and girls in the world. Frantically collecting cards, you'll select to position them to make the best combination and reindeer. At the end of the game, whoever has the most gift points wins. I think this might be a real-time game. So you have your sleigh cards. Let's see if we can look at some of these. I like that this is not in a plastic wrap, that this is in some paper. It's nice. Much easier to open and better for the environment. So sleigh part, you have your sleigh part. And this shows the condition that you must fulfill in order to earn the gift bonuses on the card. So there's a little gift bonus at the bottom, and it's 5, 2, so on and so forth. Right, 1. So there's a blue. I wonder if these are the same. Come on. And these look to be the same kind of same kind of cards. Oh, except for there, those are different. Okay. These must be your reindeer cards. 5 reindeer majority cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12 Rudolph cards. So with the red nose, that's them. And then you have 65 sleigh cards. Ooh, 4 a.m. Got to get up in 4 hours. No. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thank you. Appreciate all the games so far. That's actually a place I would like to visit. So I've heard some places are beautiful there. Obviously, don't know much else about the country, but appreciate you being here at 4 a.m. your time. How to play seems pretty easy. So you're just getting cards. You're getting a little sleigh and then putting your reindeers there. No turns. The game is played over 10 rounds. All players play at the same time, carrying out these 3 actions: reveal, select, place, and then that's it. So yeah, it's just a fun little kind of family weight game where you're just going to be placing reindeers, trying to get the best sleigh, trying to get prize points or card points, whatever you called it. And that's it. So let's put all of these rules underneath. Ian, have a good one. Thank you for being here. It keeps buffering. Hopefully that's not on my end. It might be. And actually, I can maybe try to fix that. Let me see. It says that it's in good condition over here. But I can plug something in. Let me put that away. Give me 1 second. I just need to get a cable here. Could definitely be on my end. Let's see. Hopefully that fixes it a little bit. For me, it's fine. Okay, Teddy. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but I may have made it a little bit better on my side. Okay, up next we have Assyria. This is the newest Garfield game. This one was sent to us by Garfield. This is one that was just recently fulfilling on Kickstarter. It went to Kickstarter, I want to say, I don't know, maybe in March. And what was crazy is this fulfilled super fast. This came much quicker than it was supposed to. So very kind of surprised that it came in so early. Hey, how's it going? Looks good on your side. Perfect. Okay. So this is the newest one in the Ancient Anthology series. We got to play this one at BGG Con at 3 players. Oh no, the little rubber band broke. That's too bad. But it's pretty cool. You have these. You are in Assyria, which I believe is a region around the Tigris and Euphrates River. And so what they do is that they fish, farm, flourish, and then they build out these ziggurats. And then you have all these tribes that come in. It is Ezra and Nehemiah vibes. It's the same artist, and it's in that Ancient Anthology series. I will say not as good as Ezra and Nehemiah, at least on first impressions, but still very good. So, kind of show it here just a little bit. So this is the player board. And on this player board, this is upside down, but this will, oh, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, this works for now. So you have this player board. And over here on this map, you build out your ziggurats, your little kind of pyramid looking things. And then if you can see it, there are some food icons on all of those hexes. And so what you do at the beginning of the round is you bid for cards, and these cards have different food items in there. And so with these food items, you will then be able to place out huts onto these different spots. And if you cannot feed one of your huts, then your hut gets destroyed and basically dies. And so what these huts do is they gain you victory points throughout the rounds. If you have huts on the rivers, they give you action points. And with these action points is how you do one of 11 different actions. So there's a lot of actions in this game. So these are your huts and your ziggurats and all that kind of stuff here. So then this is your player board. And on everybody's player board, like I said, you have 11 actions. And those actions get better as you start, removing these pieces and building your ziggurats up higher and higher on the game board, right? So you have something like this. So all your board will be filled up. These are your action points that you have. So depending on where you place those huts during that first bidding phase, you can get, all these actions here. And then it tells you how many points each of those actions cost. So this bottom row, to build this bottom ziggurat, it's going to cost you 7 camel action points if all of this is full. But as you start removing stuff, you start getting discounts. So if this was the state of the board right now, this bottom one would be 7 minus 3. This would only cost 4 action points to build. You also have all these different tribes, I think is what they're called. I'm not 100% sure what they're actually called in the game, but they come in and they are different kind of bonuses that you'll get by not sacrificing stuff to them, but giving honor to them. And you'll get different bonuses here. Down here, you can do these actions, just going up on the glory track, all that kind of stuff. So this one actually came with 2 of the promos, and that is the Scythians. So, of course, Raiders of Scythia, however you pronounce it, not sure. And then you have the Hurrians, which I believe are from Hadrian's Wall. So those are there. But it's got this cool little area control, area majority kind of going on with this board here. It's got a really cool bidding mechanic for turn order and for those food cards that you get. And then the game plays over 6 rounds. So these are the food cards. So this would be like you would bet for 1 fish. Come on, focus. There you go. So there's the fish, 3 wheat, grape, meat. So you can see at the bottom there's numbers. There are weaker ones that have a 1. There are stronger ones that have a 3. But now, whenever you're bidding for stuff, the weaker ones you get first turn, and then usually the stronger ones you get to go later in the round. So it's pretty cool. It's a nice little way of bidding. You want to see us play this one? This one we will most likely live stream at some point. Not this month, because we're pretty busy with live streams this month. We're unsure of how it's going to play with 2 because it is a bidding kind of mechanic. So that's why we played it at 3 for our first play, and we enjoyed that. But yeah, we will definitely see this one on the channel at some point, and I'm definitely excited to play it again. So yeah, that is Assyria, and this is the 2nd edition. If you're on BGA, they do have the 1st edition on there. Now, there are some changes, obviously, between the 1st and the 2nd edition. But if you just kind of want to see a little bit of how it plays, or if you want to try it out a little bit, that would be a decent place to look, just to kind of see, how it generally plays. Oh, I didn't mention it. I was going to, but got sidetracked. Here, so you can see there are some huts on the back, on the river there. The game plays over 6 rounds. On the 3rd and the 6th round, anything that's on these rivers gets demolished, gets wiped away. So whatever you had there will go away. This game is not necessarily about expanding and keeping your land there. It's really about what's best for you in the moment. And just know that you're going to be losing stuff eventually in the game. So that's Assyria 2nd edition. Really enjoyed our first playthrough of it. And we're excited to keep playing that one. Okay, we've got a lot of stuff here. So let's go to another one that we bought. This is Inferno. We're not going to go super in-depth in this one. Come on. Again, this was one that we picked up at the buy 2, get 1 free. Come on. This one, Unconscious Mind, and another one that I'll show here in a bit are the 3 that we picked out for this bundle. Picked a couple bundles. All right, so this one we actually saw at BGG Con last year being played, and the board looked sweet. And we all just kind of stopped and took a look at that board a couple times and kept looking back at it, and it just looked awesome. So let's see. Above the filth rises Florence, a city wealthy and decayed, where sin slithers through its alleys like vicious tar. It spreads infected taverns, markets, and beautiful places, consuming the inhabitants with desire and vice. Beneath the city lies the eternal horror, hell itself. 9 circles of sin imprison 9 distinct kinds of sinners. Miserable souls are brought before Minos, the ancient king, who at a glance discovers his darkest sins. They are then led to their appropriate circle to receive punishment as hideous as their transgressions were in life. So you're going to help your family achieve infernal glory and become the most infamous in the underworld. Interesting. So you have Minotaur, King Minos, Antaeus the giant, Medusa, Cerberus, Geryon. This board that looks gigantic. All components are infinite. A lot of setup. Got different levels. Oh, so you have Florence on the actual top. You have Hell here in the middle. You have Dante's Path. And then down here is the Death Log. Interesting. Pretty dark theme there. Player's aids. Nice little booklets. Hopefully that has everything set up pretty well in there. This is another one, kind of like Unconscious Minds. We saw a ton of it last year, and then this year at BGGCon, not so much. These are really nice. This is a nice material. Okay, so it looks like maybe that's Florence on one side. Okay, maybe that's just the art. That's got to be just the art. And this board, let's see how big it is. Okay, not too terribly bad. It fits on my table. Let's see if we can zoom out. Okay, yeah, it's pretty big. yeah, that's a big one. So you have Florence up here. You have the 9 realms of hell. I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And then the death track at the bottom down there. 2 sides. This side is for 1 to 2 players. Then the other side is for 3 to 4. Very cool. Lots of little people. Why are there so many people? iPad seems to be working better. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're coming back there, Ian. Yeah, this is an interesting game there, Teddy. So 16 nobles, 16 urchins. So these are your nobles and your urchins. These are sweet. These little skulls. Those are awesome. I like that. So those are your 32 skulls. Oh, we have diplomas. That's funny, they're diplomas. I thought these were going to be bones. I thought these were bones. They're diplomas. Ian, was today y'all's first day back at school? Today was ours, so just like you, sounds like getting prepared. Barrels. Yep, just barrels. Some cards. Doesn't look like too much on there. Fame or glory. Points, bunch of cards, or bunch of baggies. Cerberus, whatever it is. Who doesn't want to graduate from hell? I know, you might get a good education there. Probably better than Texas education. And then here is all of the little Minos, Cerberus, Cerebus, whatever his name was. Minos, the Minotaur. Some more tokens. Very cool. This feels really nice material. I like it. Okay, so looking at all this again, I remember why we thought it looked sweet. This looks very awesome. again, hope to play this one soon. Too many games. But this one looks sweet. I do want to play this one. And it all seems to fit in the box pretty well. So that's another plus. I just hope that these player aids are good. I know a lot of times, when you get these book player aids, they seem cool, but they're not the best. Hopefully these ones are. That is Inferno. Published by Grand Gamers Guild. Don't know anything about them. And designers Fernando Eduardo Sanchez. All right. Inferno. Okay, let's get to a little smaller one here. Zoom back in. This is Marvel United. So we picked this one up. I picked this one up at the sale. Mainly because this is an easy co-op. And my daughter right now, 5 years old, is obsessed with Spidey and his amazing friends. And all of these are characters in Spidey and his amazing friends. So you have Spidey, Ghost Spider, Spin, Miles Morales, and then Goblin. And so this was really the box that I wanted, but you need to get a base box with it. So I figured she likes Spider-Man. I'll just get Spider-Geddon, since Devin actually has the original Marvel United box with Red Skull and all of them. And so this one comes with Spider-Punk, Penny Parker, who has the robot spider. I forget its name. You have Anti-Venom somewhere. You have Spider Noir. I think I said Spider-Punk. So a couple different Spider-Man iterations there. But super easy game to play. You have some spaces. Well, you have your villain who does stuff. Then you have your spaces that you're trying to protect. You have little civilians and little thugs that go on there. So you're trying to save some civilians, beat up some thugs while playing your cards. And so what I figured was, literally there's only 3 symbols on these cards. There is this, I forget what it's called now. Can use their fate token. I don't remember. Your hero action. Then you can move or you can punch. Or there are wilds, which allows you to do stuff. So you play these out and then on a timeline. So you get to do the card before you and this card's action. And so, again, my daughter right now loves Ghost Spider, so she was able to play her. And we got to, with the mini and everything, that was pretty awesome. Let's see if it zooms in. If not, it's fine. But there's that. So, it's fun to actually get to move around the stuff. Here's Gobby. And that's just what his name is now, Gobby. Oh, I almost had it. There it is. So maybe eventually, if we get super into it, we can start painting these. I haven't painted any of them ever. But, I would not mind giving her some markers and some, speed paints or whatever to try it out. Because, like I said, this game is 100% for her. It's something that is easier than, My First Orchard or Pretty Princess like I've been playing. And she enjoyed it. So we got to do a playthrough of it. Of course, there's a couple of things that she did wrong, or just kind of impatiently waiting for me to, take my turn or her take her turn, whatever it is. But it was good. It was fun. It was very enjoyable. Yes, she is very excited for that one. It's awesome when she comes up to me and is like, hey, let's play a game. I'm like, okay. This one is Formaggio. This was sent to us by R2I Games. This is the standalone expansion to Fromage. And I just realized recently, either yesterday or today, that this one is based in Italy and fromage is based in France. I did not realize that there were two different places, which totally makes sense. But Formaggio, like I said, it's the standalone to Fromage, standalone expansion, and you're just like Fromage. You're doing the exact same thing. Excuse me. And the exact same thing is making cheese, just in different ways. So, unfortunately, don't have the deluxe version of this, so I don't get the cool Lazy Susan at the bottom, but that's okay. But you get these pieces put together, something like this. And then at the end of every round, let's see if we can get it without making too much of a mess over here. And then at the end of every round, you rotate it to a different place in front of you. So right now, this is in front of me. And so this is what I would be completing. The person to the side would be doing this one, and then this one, and then that one. And then, once we're done, we rotate it. And then I've got this one now, so on and so forth. Let's see. Ian, I got the deluxe. You love the new regions. Yeah, I would like to combine them. I think that would be cool. Oh, what's the new Lazy Susan mechanism? I thought the first one was really good. Ooh, George, how's Brussels 1897 if you've played it? Feast for Odin, awesome job. Or awesome game. Mlem was one that I was very close to buying. Finspan, we passed on that one. Not super interested on that. And Speakeasy, we played Speakeasy at BGG Con. Awesome game. I think it's probably my favorite Lacerda. Anyway, going back to here. So in this one, you are trying to place cheeses in different regions, is what it is. And so how it works is you have these cheeses and you have your own meeple, right? So let's say that I am going to try to put something here. Well, I will put the cheese, let's say here, and then I'm going to put my person over it. So my person is now facing this way. I do not get this person back until he is facing me. So that will be the next round. Now the cheese is facing away from me. I place my thing on here, whatever it may be. Then the following round, now the cheese is facing that way. And then we do one more round. Now the cheese is facing me. I get this back, and then I get to put it on a new place. So you have 3 workers every turn. Well, at the start of the game. And so timing is a big thing in this game of, do you want to put it this way so that next round I get it back immediately because now it's facing me. They have these new platinum cheeses, which is a total of 4 spins before they're facing you, which is really cool. Up here is a way to gather resources, so you can do it like this and get 1 fruit. You don't put the cheese in there, but you get 1 fruit, you turn it, comes back to you. You also have your own player boards here. So with these resources, you gain fruit. You can make fruit cheeses. Here you can fulfill orders with cheese. You can build out some buildings. You can get some animals. And for your buildings, you can get a new spot that you can use every turn. So pretty cool little game. Really enjoyed it. It was fun. New mat is square. The new mechanism spins much better than placing it on the card. It actually locks everything down. That's cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we only played the Fromage once, and it seemed okay. I'm sure after multiple plays of the game, it will start messing up or whatever. Oh, this is a little sticker errata thing for the first game, which again, we don't have. But, so again, this is a standalone expansion. So Fromage has 4 sections like this as well. You can mix and match these with Fromage to, just get a little bit more of a game going. I just realized there's a storage guide on the side of this here, and it tells you how to place stuff. So this will go here, This will go here. Bags. Okay. And then this will go here. And this here. So yeah, like I said, we got to play this one at BGG Con. 4-player game. I think this game should really just be at 4 players. Devin, of course, beat us 74, Joe 66, Lance 45, me 54. Fun game. Enjoyed it. Glad to have it in the collection. This is one that I know we will get played more, especially as daughter gets older. This is one that I know she would enjoy playing also. It's just a silly, cool little theme that actually has a lot of strategic depth to it. Formaggio. George, have you played any of your new games yet? Okay, let's go to Covenant. This is another one that we picked up at that sale. Another Devere game. So what's it going to have? 5 rule books. All of them are already at the end or at the back because Devin and I already got to play this one. I'm not going to get everything out of this box because it's going to be hard to get everything back in the box. We've already done that once. Well, I'll take some stuff off so that we can see it, but this bag is packed. So basically, actually, I'm not sure what the theme is here. This is a Euro through and through. The game plays over 3 rounds. You have 4 turns per round, so you have 12 turns total. Let's see. In Covenant, each player becomes a chief of a dwarf clan who has accepted the pact set out by King Thorjal to take back the ancestral home of the dwarves over 3 rounds, which are called eras. Your clan will work towards rebuilding the lost city, which was conquered and razed by dark forces centuries ago. Your dwarf counters and your tools allow you to perform all kinds of actions: dig into the mountain, defeat the enemies squatting within, build different types of buildings, bring splendor and light back to the old halls. Once players have finished their turns, clans come together to meet in a council, be granted advantages, glory points, various accomplishments. The cycle continues. Whoever has the most wins. Let's see. George, Brussels is great. Let's Go to Japan is cool. I like Let's Go to Japan quite a bit. I haven't heard of Kami-sama. Yeah, I agree. Speakeasy, so good. And I don't remember Weather Machine as much because I played it so long ago. Weather Machine was definitely my favorite Lacerda. It still might be up there. I'm not sure if Speakeasy takes over, but they're both just such good games. Okay, so this is a player board. And what's cool actually about this, everything is pretty asymmetrical. So all player boards are completely different. They have all the same like places for stuff, but all the symbols are different. So like here, right, this one gives you 2 beer. This one gives you 2 bumps up a track. Here's your 2 bumps up a track. This one lets you move some people. This one lets you move some people and open up one of your storage. So all these are slightly different spaces. These are your 4 actions that you can do. And so you can deliver resources. So you have tons of resources. It's just like a little, not pick up and deliver, but the resources that you get, you can take them to the town over here and drop them off. Once you drop them off, you get victory points through there. This action here is the skirmish action. So out on the board, you have your town hall, and these are flipped over. And whenever they flip over, you actually go into this monster bag, and there's different monsters in here. So you have trolls, gnolls, and goblins. And so they need certain strengths to defeat them. The goblins are the easiest. The gnolls are the second, and then actually these are the trolls. The trolls are the hardest, and then the gnolls are the second one to defeat, second easiest. And so that's here in the skirmish. You can build, and so you have all these little buildings that you're going to be putting out into the player board. It is the same designer as Bitoku, Sabika, and Manefer. You are absolutely right. So these buildings go out onto your town hall, and once they're out there, you get different rewards. Talking about player aids, this player aid is pretty good. It's actually really good. It tells you what happens when you place different types of buildings out. So if you build a house, if you build it on green, a yellow, or blue, this is what you get. If you put a workshop out, this is what you get. So it tells you exactly what you're getting. Orcs, that's what they are, not gnolls. So it's goblins, orcs, and trolls. So the skirmish action is just going out and beating those people. At the end of the game, you get victory points for your defeated people. Then building, you get to build stuff, you get resources. And then this one here is the dig action. And digging is basically getting resources and moving up a track. So there's 3 main tracks that you want to go up. I don't remember exactly what they are, but this one, when you dig, it's going to increase your workers' strength. And so you have workers that start off as a number 1. And then once you increase its strength, it will go to a number 2. And then you have other ones that are 3 and 4. So that is how strong your workers are. The stronger your workers, the more powerful of an action you can do. This track over here gives you some treasures, and these are just kind of one-off things that you can use. It's going down that track. And then this track over here gives you income tokens that go up here. So at the end of every era, you get to do some type of income. So it's pretty cool. It's a lot of inlay stuff. There's a lot going on. You can forge different actions and add them in here, and that will actually dictate your end game scoring. If you don't, so this end game scoring is for treasures. This one is for these 2 types of houses. This is for any type of house. This is for the monsters that you have defeated. So once you have inlaid some actions in here, then you'll actually start scoring them. So it's kind of a pick your own scoring mechanism in the game. It's interesting. The first thing that Devin and I both said is this is a very, very, very tight game. If you know anything about Devin, you know that he likes tight games, and he said this might be on the verge of too tight of a game. So that kind of gives you an idea of the decisions in it. There's quite a bit going on. You're 100% not going to be able to do everything in the game. But I think that's honestly the point of it, right? You're not supposed to do everything. But after our first play, we really enjoyed it. So we're going to definitely play it again. This is the solo deck, which we'll be trying at some point. But yeah, that's Covenant. And George, I want to try all of those other games, but I haven't had a chance to. I've heard Manefer is very, very good. So anyway, that is Covenant. Good little Euro. Tight Euro. Okay, we're almost done. We've got 4 more games. This one. This is Ham Helsing. This is a cooperative deck crafting adventure game. So this was actually sent to us by Fireside Games. This one just released recently. The only thing that I'm not super looking forward to, it's a co-op. We know Devin and I aren't the best co-op together, but that's okay. What I am looking forward to it is that it is a deck crafting game. And honestly, the theme seems super funny. Apparently, Ham Helsing is like its own, what's it called? A graphic novel. Oh no, the minions ate one of the location names on the board. Help the heroes by peeling the sticker below and attaching it to the blank location. That's funny. Cool that they included the sticker though. All right, so this is a cooperative deck crafting adventure game based on the best-selling graphic novel. Plays one of 4 heroes battling spider minions in a race to level up to time to defeat the villain before they reach and destroy the town of Mud Canyon. So you have him, Helsing, Lobos, Ronan, and Malcolm. Together, your team must go whole hog to defeat spider minions that threaten to overrun locations on the board. Every minion gives you skill and money, but some fight back. Money buys transparent cards that permanently level up other cards. Don't get pig-headed. You've only got 5 rounds. You win if you reduce the villain's health to 0 before the end of the 5th round. If you lose or if all players get KO'd, that's how you lose. First time you play, place the acrylic villain heroes' knuckles on their stands. Yep, interesting. Okay. Starting health, 1 to 2 players. Reviving a KO'd character, so that's cool. Looks like you can revive them so they're not going to be out all the time. You've heard so many creators talk about this game. That's so funny that you said that. I haven't heard of this game like anywhere. Honestly, I got an email that this was coming over, and I was like, what is this? I have no idea what this is. So let's see. Where is this supposed to go? This says, help the heroes by peeling the sticker below and attaching it to the empty spot. Is there a backside? I don't see an empty spot. Oh, right here. Of course, there it is. So that's the stream of consciousness. Let's go ahead and do that now before we forget. Perfect. Nice little quick fix. All right, so you have some tokens. Is there a components list? Oh yeah, components, but no pictures. Well, that doesn't help. Prep the rat market. So here's the rat market, the attack deck, the special deck. Nice little silk bag that feels terrible right now with my dry hands. Hen. Clever, cranky, and just plain nasty. Hen is a foul fiend. She's got plans and schemes and isn't afraid to get her wings dirty to win. Robot Knight. And then it looks like these are our heroes. Ham. These are nice player boards. They're real thick. Lobos. So Ham's ability, once per turn, you may discard 1 card to give 1 character anywhere a health. His base movement is 2, Ham's is 1. If you are on a location with other characters, 1 or more may move any number of locations with you. Malcolm, once per turn, you may discard a card and draw a new card. And then once per turn, you may discard a card to gain, I'm going to assume that's a resource of some type. Here are the transparent cards that have some type of level and up ability on there. Nice little sleeves, of course, to level up those cards. So honestly, when we got this one, we thought this was a John DeClaire game because he's all about that card crafting, but it's not. I don't think it is. I say that. It's not on here, but I'm pretty sure I looked it up and it's not. So Thwip looks like you'll put these over that and then upgrade those cards, right? So eventually this one will be better than that. And I can see back here there are some abilities, so you'll get some abilities here to make them more powerful. This are your standees. This is really nice. Maybe a hot take, maybe not. I prefer these acrylic standees to minis so much more. First of all, they save space. And second of all, they look better. I don't have to paint them. They are fully colored. They look nice. They just look better. So, and if you haven't done that before, the easiest way to take this stuff off is just scratch it with another one, and then they peel right off. So there's Lobo. There we go. See, I don't know. That just looks better to me than a mini. Now, I say that if the mini is fully painted, if I didn't have to do that, then yeah, it looks good. But I'm not generally going to paint stuff. So for me, I like the acrylic standees. Very cool. Justin DeWitt. He did Castle Panic. Okay. I haven't played Castle Panic, but I have my first Castle Panic. And that is a game that my daughter and I play quite frequently, and she really enjoys that one. Very cool. This opening this up makes me a little bit more excited for this. I think it looks a lot cooler than kind of what it sounded like. I don't know anything about Ham Helsing, the best-selling graphic novel, but looking at it, it looks silly. It looks like something that a lot of love went into it. Really good production quality, and again, I like that card crafting mechanic. So, a couple more of those there. I'm going to assume these are the bad guys. Yeah, really nice player. Everything on this is solid. This is really good. Looks like it has a DIS tutorial, so if you don't want to read the rule book, done a couple of those. They work pretty well. But in all honesty, this rule book seems to be 10 pages long. Yep, and then you have some alternate rules. Solo rules. Very cool. I would assume that, I don't know, solo rules for a cooperative game pretty much just mean do two-handed. I feel like that's the best way to play a co-op solo. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm excited to try this one. More excited now than I was when first got it. And again, it's a nice player board. Okay, Ham Helsing. All right, two more. Let's go into the biggest one. This is Tend. This was sent over by IV Studios, and I've gotten quite a few plays of it already. I want to say 4 plays in. A spoiler for a video coming out later this month. This is in my top 5 of 2025. I really enjoyed. I liked it much more than I thought I would. The one thing I don't like, this box is huge. This is gigantic. It doesn't need to be this big. That's my one gripe with it. Especially when I think personally this is just a solo only game. But it can play up to 6. It actually can play up to 99, I think is what it says on the box. Well, it says 1 to 6 plus, because you can use an app and go from there. So, what's in this box? I have put everything that I need here for solo, and then everything else is pretty much over there. These are the player boards, and I'll kind of show you what they are a little bit, but you have 2, just like in Hadrian's Wall. You have the left player board here. This is where you keep all your resources. This is where you get, where you throw in resources to get victory points, badges, and medals. These are things that you can buy, endgame scoring, round tracker. And then over here, this is your right player board. And again, they gave you so many of these, right? So many of them. I guess mainly because they are slightly different. So not very different. Just right here, the scoring, but not very different. And then this is your right side of the board, and you can do all sorts of stuff. Basically, you're gathering resources. You cannot hold the resources from round to round. Basically, when you get them, you have to spend them immediately. So it's just different places to do it. So you can upgrade some equipment that you have. You can unlock some different locations. You can get some animals to put them in your homestead. And you can throw some wood in here to build out your fences to hold those animals. You can till your land to put some crops out in there. All sorts of stuff that you're doing with those resources. You can go fishing in here. And then these are the actual resources that you're getting. So again, if you can't hold on to any resources, so you can sell them for a value money amount here, or you can put them in your cargo manifest with these shapes. So I actually just recorded a playthrough of this, and this was my final sheet. But you can see here in my cargo manifest, those are all the different shapes that I got put in there. Those are the badges that got unlocked. Those are some of the things that I did at the top, right? I kept my round counter there at the bottom, keep track of all of all the actions that I did. Over here, I just threw some wood in there for some fences, which was terrible. I did that right at the very end. It's not like it affected my gameplay. I had some upgraded equipment, some energy bars, leveling up, all that kind of stuff there. One awesome thing about this game is these scratch offs. And these are different actions that you can do. So these are scratch offs. So for one of the actions is you go into the woods and you mine. And so I don't have the coin with me, but you literally scratch off. Oh, look at that. I should have done that one yesterday. That would have given me a little upgrade. And it scratched off that right there. So it gives you, I would have just gained a wood, and actually I would have leveled up my chopping actions here. So really awesome game. Really been enjoying that. It comes with, like I said, a lot of stuff in here. I've got everything for solo. So there's your dice. And you do roll some dice, but not a ton. Most of these dice are just representing animals and different types of crops. You have all these different markers here, which act as stamps for your cargo manifest. So you actually stamp stuff out in there. That's it in here. Got the play mat, right? So that's where the actual cards go and all that stuff. Nice little play mat. These are all of the scratch offs. So we actually have 2 of these. There's 200 scratch offs. I don't think I will go through all of them. Maybe, but I doubt it. Like I said, to me, this is a solo game. Mainly because there's no player interaction kind of really whatsoever. There is a little bit, but it's very similar to like the Hadrian's Wall player interaction. It's not the best thing. There's a bunch of action cards. There's a bunch of goal cards that you'll score in between rounds. And then you have your neighbor cards, which are the interaction. It's basically if you gather this resource, you can pass it off to somebody else and get victory points for it. So yeah, that's really all the stuff that's in there for 10. I was thinking about taking a set of things in for school, since you can use the website for the action cards. Yeah, but in all honesty, I wouldn't even do the neighbor cards with your students, just because, I mean, you can, but it's not going to be game breaking. It'll let them focus on their game a little bit more. Maybe eventually you could bring in the neighbor cards, but you don't need the neighbor cards. They might have it online even. Like I said, I know they kind of advertise this as you can do stuff from their website. But yeah, I would just play it without them. Oh, for solo play. Yeah, for solo play, I don't know, just do a challenge where you don't do the neighbors. But yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, we'll put that out of the way. That will go there. Okay, 2 more. These were both bought at that sale. This is Emberleaf. Ian, you made me want to try this one, so I blame you for this buy. Thanks for influencing me on that. And then actually, we got to see it at BGG Con, set up in the hot rooms, and it looked really cool. One thing that really caught my eye was the card dancing mechanic. Because again, that reminds me of Viscounts of the West Kingdom, one of my favorite games ever, where you're building out your tableau. Yeah, I did blame you for 10 also. For sure did blame you for 10. But this one, it has that tableau building where it matters where you are putting the cards. So seems fairly easy from the stuff that I've looked at it. Now, again, I haven't read the rules just yet. But yeah, I'm just really excited for the card dancing mechanic, as they call it. So there's no game rounds in Emberleaf. After selecting the starting player, players take turns performing the actions until all 6 trophies have been awarded. At that point, the game ends. So what are we here? You're a brave Emberling on a mission to rebuild your home. Must explore the forest, gather resources, clear dangerous areas, build new homes for your kin. As you explore, you'll recruit heroes, bring unique skills. You will need to build a variety of buildings. Space in the forest is limited. Emberleaf, so whimsical, but so strategic. Ooh. George, the fact that you like it brings my hopes a little bit higher. I feel like you and I like similar games. These are cool. Nice silk printed rabbits. Bird, fox, turtle, squirrel, porcupine. Some owls. Frogs. And mice, I think. Been a fan of Sister Atoma. Oh, is the sister in this one also? I played Isle of Cats solo once, I believe. 3 points per windmill per. Oh, okay. So I guess this is like your end game scoring stuff. Have exactly 14 buildings. Seems very similar to Isle of Cats that way. Here's the cards. I'm going to open up one of these and then just kind of throw them in a bag. Very cool. Same sort of Atoma. I like that. We have Amara, Milo, Brack. I like Brack. Promises. Okay. Luna. These are super cute. I like Sprout. Okay, and it looks like the iconography is pretty easy here. Little sloth. Oh man, I'm excited for this. Digger, the badger, Selenek, Patty, Varen. Looks like this is a promise card. Build all your buildings on your fellowship board. Okay. Here's something that says do not open. Should I open it? Ian, have you opened it? George, have you opened it? Yeah, endgame scoring. That's what I figured it was. Okay, nice little bag. I beg of you, do not break the seal. What lies within should never be known. Do not open this envelope. I'm so tempted. Ian has not opened it yet either. I'll never tell. That means you opened it. Okay. Ooh. These are big player boards. This plays to 5. This plays to 5 people. And then a player board. Okay, not a huge player board. I'm a fan of that. 4 plus, 3 plus. Nice little crack in there. Oh, and I did see some stuff in here about how there's some nods to Isle of Cats. I see a nice little kitty over here in the corner. And down here, there's a nice little cat relaxing. Cool. Haven't had it to the table since the summer, but I'll probably get it open next. Big player boards. Yeah, I guess you need to put all your cards on there and move them around and all that stuff. So that makes sense. I think there's nods to all other City of Games. Only one that I've played by City of Games has been Isle of Cats. They did river cat rafts, something like that. And then I honestly don't know what else they've done. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Thank you for stopping in. Have you tried it out yet, Michael? But yeah, this looks cool. I like it. I like it so far from what I'm seeing. Looks very cutesy. This had to have been from here. Oh well. Open this up. Ordered it a couple days ago. Yeah, so actually, I picked this one up, but I just saw there's like a Facebook group for game reviewers and stuff, and they just posted on there saying that I guess the second printing just released, and they're wanting some people to review it. But I had just ordered it prior to that, or I just bought it prior to that. So I'm assuming a lot of people were able to get it. And then finally here we have Sparks. George, I'm excited to play that one. I've got Christmas break coming up in a little bit, so I'll get that one played for sure. This is Sparks. This is one that caught my eye last year. Yeah, Michael, we got Unconscious Mind, so we'll play that one eventually. We got a bunch of stuff. This one caught my eye last year. I just really liked the cover art here. And then I started looking into it. Of course, the cover art drew me in, and then I started looking into it. And I noticed it was Christian Ostby. And he has designed things like, I believe, Salt Fjord. And now I'm blanking on all of his other games. But he's The Magnificent, I believe. Let me see. Revive. Maybe he didn't do Revive, but I think it's all kind of in that same family. But there's a couple other designers in here who have done some other stuff also. But this is a dice drafting game. It looks like he has some gears. Not a lot in this box, honestly. Some lightning bolts, some gears, player pieces, and then your cards. Quincy. Yeah, this is another one that I feel like not a lot of people got over here. The publisher is Allion Games, and I don't think they have a big presence over here, and I don't think anybody really, any like American publishers pick them up. So, oh, look at Emma. Nice little axolotl like that. Walter, Gordon, Octavia. Okay, so we've got these animals that are doing stuff, giving you some type of resource. Calvin. We just went and saw Zootopia 2 over the break. That's what these are giving me, Zootopia vibes. These look like actions that you can do. All different sorts there. Okay. Looks like a small rule book. Players take turns being the active player. When you are the active player, you must place one of your production tiles into the junkyard. This lets you take several dice from the junkyard, while the other players get to take one dice each. All players then simultaneously use their dice before the next turn begins, with the next player as the active player. Dice are used to complete robots and advance on the scoring tracks or level up your factory. You may alter your dice or play assistant cards by paying cogs. The game ends when all players have been active players 4 times and all production tiles have been played. You then tally your points, mainly from tracks, your upgraded factory, and from played assistant cards. Player with the most points wins. So you're just going to be placing out dice and manipulating them to do stuff. There is legitimately 1, 2, 3 pages of rules. And around, 5 pages of rules. There's an advanced game, and then the variants solo game, and then that's it. So this one seems pretty easy, pretty quick to learn. Decent quality, I guess. Nothing super amazing. And not a lot of stuff in the bag. So honestly, a little bit surprised by that. That's okay. The game will be a game no matter what. We'll see how it is. This is one that again picked up on that sale. Same price point, I believe, as Ember Leaf. So got to get things that are similar price. That is all that I have here for all those games. That was a lot of games today. Ian's Zootopia 2 was good. Not many sequels hold up. Yes, I agree. Actually, went to go see it twice. We went when it released on Wednesday, and then actually I took my daughter last night. I was like, we have to get out of the house. Let's go watch that movie again. And she really enjoyed it. So that is a good one. This robot factory needs you with the assistance of the trusty animal companions, mechanical marvels. Students start rolling off your assembly line. You just need to add some spark. An engaging game of dice drafting, factory upgrades, robot reconstruction. And that's what it is. The designers. One of these designers designed Sagrada. Another one did Revive. Salt Fjord was another one. So it had a lot of good designers around it that made me really want to try it. So that is Sparks. A lot of games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different games that we're going to have to play relatively soonish. I guess not relatively soon. Some of these we bought, so we have no restraints on them. But I do have a playthrough of 10 coming out next week. I want to play Ember Leaf soon. That one is for me. For Maggio, we'll probably do something on that. Probably a solo play. Again, I think that game is best at 4. I haven't played it out of their player accounts, but I don't necessarily want to. I think 4 is the player account for it. Assyria, Devin and I will for sure put something out for that at some point. That one was really good. So that's it. I know, George, you put some of the games that you put in there. Michael, you've been talking about some of the games that you got recently. Ian, what have you gotten in? I saw your giant haul from Rio Grande, I think is what it was. Rio Grande sends out tons of stuff. You said another City of Kings game, Race to the Raft. That was it. I have not heard of Adoran Gardens. Interesting. Is that a newer one? Let's see. And then I know I just got, I'm in a Secret Santa thing, and all my stuff on there is games. So I'm sure I'll be getting some type of game from that. So all sorts of stuff coming in. Waiting to get in Xenology. I've not heard of Xenology. What is that? Also, George, you said you got Nemesis, I believe. Have you played Nemesis yet? And is it the new Nemesis? Because our buddy Joe, that is his first foray into it, and he really liked it. He thought it was very, very good. So I don't know much about it, but I've heard good things about Nemesis. Adoran Gardens is actually a bit older. Came out around the same time as Owl Cats. Huh, interesting. I have not even heard that one. OG Nemesis. Very cool. I don't know much about it, just that it's a alien ripoff, basically. um, looks kind of cool. I know that it can. I guess the only thing that I know is I guess it can be like pretty swingy. Uh, don't get to do what you want, or somebody turns on you, whatever it may be. There's a refresh that it got. Very small card based game. Okay, I'll have to look into that one. Awesome. All right, well, that is all that I have. Talked a lot of games. Devin and I are both out this week. No live stream on Friday, but tomorrow we will have a list coming up, and it's our top 5 games that we want a second edition to. So games like Castle of Burgundy got a upgrade. Puerto Rico, Agricola's getting one. So these are the games that we think need some type of upgrade or some type of new theme, fresh paint, new art, all that kind of stuff. So that should be coming up tomorrow. That's all that I have. You guys have a good night. Ian, you can watch that. It will post in the morning. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.